The neon lights of Dogtown flickered like the heartbeat of a wounded beast, casting long shadows over the rain-soaked streets. In this lawless district, where mercenaries ruled and loyalty was a fragile thing, a figure emerged from the chaos, V, a Barghest. Clad in patched combat armor with neon yellow accents, they were a living testament to survival, a warrior shaped by the brutality of the streets. As the rain drizzled, glistening off broken pavement, V's eyes narrowed. A shotgun, scarred from countless battles, was gripped tightly in their hands, while a light machine gun hung across their back like a promise. The glow of holographic ads and armored vehicles patrolling the perimeter made the streets feel like a trap. But V was ready. This was their home now. A commotion erupted nearby. Gunfire, a gang deal gone south. V smirked. "Looks like the night just got interesting," they muttered, slipping into the fray. Their LMG roared to life, unleashing hell on the opposition. With each shot, they carved their place into the madness of Dogtown. "One down, 100 to go," V quipped, pumping the shotgun and sending a rival gang member to the pavement. With the gang subdued, whispers of corporate intrigue began to surface. Dogtown's secrets were waiting to be uncovered. V's path led them to Kurt Hansen, a shadowy figure at the heart of the storm. The Barghest weren't just a militia, they were family, and in a city like Dogtown, loyalty was all that mattered. "Dogtown is my home," V declared, stepping into the neon haze, ready for whatever challenge awaited. The night was alive, and so was the Barghest. Let the games begin. The wind howled across the Badlands, a barren, dust-choked expanse that had once been home to V, a place of endless roads and empty horizons where survival meant constant motion. The nomads never stayed in one place, always moving, always chasing the next deal or bounty. But over time, the endless dust and road-weary faces started to wear on V. The life of a nomad, a life meant for freedom, began to feel like a cage. The clan, once a refuge, had become just another stop on the road, another waypoint in the desert. V's heart grew restless, the open world around them suffocating. That's when the whispers started, tales of a place where the world fought back and only the strong survived. A place that didn't care who you were or where you came from. They called it Dogtown. V's curiosity grew, gnawing at them like a persistent itch. Dogtown wasn't like the Badlands. There were no empty horizons here, no endless stretches of nothing. This was a city of chaos, of blood and neon, where the pulse of power was felt in every alley, every street corner. Here, survival wasn't just about getting by, it was about taking what you could, carving your name into the madness with firepower and force. When V crossed into Dogtown, they carried nothing but the scars of the road. The city didn't care where they came from, didn't care about their past, but here, they could feel it. Opportunity. This wasn't just about surviving, this was about winning, about belonging. And it was the Barghest who offered that chance. The sight of them was everywhere. Warriors clad in patchwork armor, fluorescent yellow markings, a brutal declaration of who they were. The Barghest weren't just another gang, they were a force, an army forged by Kurt Hansen. Loyalty was their bond, and for someone who had never known a true family, that promise was too tempting to resist. V wasn't just looking for a place to belong, they were looking for a purpose, and the Barghest gave it to them. The first test came quick, a firefight on Barghest turf. V's shotgun roared, blood spattering the rain-slicked streets. This wasn't just about killing, this was about staking a claim. The feeling surged through them, power, adrenaline, the unmistakable rush of control. No more empty roads, no more wandering. This was their fight. This was their family. Soon, Kurt Hansen took notice. V wasn't just a nomad anymore, they were a Heavygunner, a force of nature with a light machine gun slung across their back, a shotgun always within reach. They had found a home among the Barghest, and in the chaos of Dogtown, V was no longer just a survivor. They were a ruler. Dogtown wasn't a refuge, it was their kingdom, and nothing was going to take it from them. When V pulled the helmet down, the chaos of Dogtown faded into calculated clarity. The matte black visor, sleek and angular, hid their identity while the HUD came alive, streaming intel, enemy positions, and tactical updates from Barghest Command. Beneath the helmet, V wasn't just a soldier. They were a machine, driven by purpose and precision. Every movement was tracked, every decision calculated. The helmet didn't just protect, it transformed. Can't escape it, V thought, as the cold interface locked into place. Not that I want to. The gauntlets, reinforced and jagged, weren't just armor. They were weapons. Each strike could break bones. Each block absorbed the deadliest of blows. They hummed faintly where flesh met steel, a subtle warning to anyone who dared get close. V flexed their fingers, feeling the weight of their shotgun and machine gun. These arms weren't just tools of war. They were an extension of their will, a force that struck back against the chaos. Let them try, V muttered, twisting their wrist. I'll break them all. The chest plate bore the scars of countless battles, each scratch and dent a memory of survival. Reinforced with carbon alloy plating, it could absorb bullets, explosions, anything Dogtown could throw at it. But this wasn't just armor, it was a statement. The fluorescent yellow markings screamed defiance to anyone foolish enough to aim their sights. V ran a gloved hand over the battered plate. I'm still here, they whispered. And I'm not done. The exosuit wrapped around V's legs hummed with mechanical precision, amplifying every step. Each stride carried the strength to crush enemies, the speed to outmaneuver them, and the stamina to endure the worst Dogtown could deliver. The first time V used it, they turned a sprint into a devastating charge, sending their enemies scattering like debris. This city doesn't slow down, V thought, glancing at the hydraulic joints, and neither do I. The utility belt around V's waist was a lifeline, a collection of grenades, spare ammo, and emergency supplies all within arm's reach. Every pouch and strap served a purpose, ensuring they were ready for anything. Dogtown was unpredictable, and V thrived in the chaos, adapting to every twist with a quick reload or a well-placed flashbang. Dogtown doesn't wait, V thought, patting the belt, and I don't miss my chance. On their back, a military-grade backpack held the tools of destruction, extra weapons, ammo, and explosives. It was a mobile arsenal, heavy but essential. The glowing antennas, pulsing with neon blue light, connected V to the Barghest network, feeding them real-time updates and turning every skirmish into a strategic play. With every hum of the comm system, V felt the city's pulse syncing with their own. This isn't just gear, V thought, adjusting the pack. This is control. V's armor wasn't just protection, it was a declaration of war. Every piece told a story of survival, of power earned through fire and blood. In Dogtown, where betrayal ruled and chaos thrived, V had become something greater than a soldier. They were a force of nature, and anyone who stood in their way would learn to fear the name of the Barghest Heavygunner. V's weapons weren't just tools of destruction. They were the language of Dogtown, spoken in fire and fury. Each was chosen not for its practicality, but for its ability to dominate, to declare control over chaos. In this city, survival wasn't enough. V's arsenal was built to send a message. They weren't here to endure. They were here to conquer. The Dezerter was the first to define them. Brutal, compact, and untamed, the shotgun carried a weight that went beyond its steel frame. It was the weight of Dogtown itself, the relentless demand for sacrifice. Every blast tore through armor and flesh with a thunderous roar, but the real power of the Dezerter was what came after. When an enemy fell, flames surged up V's arms, searing and consuming them in a blaze of fire. It wasn't a curse, it was Dogtown's twisted blessing. The pain made them faster, stronger, and more resilient. Every shot demanded a piece of them, and V gave it willingly. This was the pact of the Dezerter, power at a price, a partnership forged in the crucible of Dogtown's chaos. The MA-70 HB Mod 2 was devastation incarnate, a machine gun that turned battlefields into wastelands. Pulled from the wreckage of a Militech transport, it was a weapon that spoke of overwhelming dominance. The first time V fired it, the streets of Dogtown trembled. Explosive rounds ripped through enemies, shattering cover and leaving only smoldering ruins in their wake. The MA-70 wasn't just a weapon, it was Dogtown's unrelenting storm. Every trigger pull was a reminder that nothing could stand against the Barghest Heavygunner. With Firecracker installed, the MA-70's explosive rounds hit harder, each bullet detonating with the force of a small grenade, and Swiss cheese made armor irrelevant, tearing through even the most reinforced defenses. The recoil was punishing, the stamina toll steep, but V didn't care. They leaned into the chaos, letting the weapon's raw power become an extension of their will. This wasn't about finesse, it was about obliteration. Together, the Dezerter and the MA-70 created a deadly symphony. Up close, the Dezerter roared with fire and fury, reducing enemies to ash with surgical brutality. At range, the MA-70 unleashed torrents of destruction, keeping entire streets under V's control. These weren't just weapons, they were an identity. The Dezerter was raw, burning chaos. The MA-70 was relentless, crushing force. In the rain-soaked glow of Dogtown, with neon lights reflecting off the smoke and fire, V's weapons became part of the city's rhythm, a relentless pulse of power and destruction. Each blast wasn't just an attack, it was a declaration. Dogtown wasn't a place for kindness or hesitation, and V had neither. With the Dezerter in their grip and the MA-70 slung across their back, they weren't just surviving. They were rewriting the rules of Dogtown, one shot at a time. The training yard in Dogtown was no place for the weak. Rain slicked the broken pavement as neon light cut through the mist, casting eerie shadows on the faces of Barghest veterans barking orders. V stood among the chaos, fists clenched, their body battered but unyielding. Dogtown demanded more than strength. It demanded adaptability, endurance, and the will to outlast everything it threw at you. V learned quickly that Dogtown didn't reward brute force, it rewarded relentlessness. The adrenaline rush became their lifeline, surging with every potion consumed, wrapping them in a tempo shield that shrugged off control effects and boosted movement speed. In the heat of battle, each kill fueled the rush, reducing cooldowns, making V faster, harder to kill, and utterly unrelenting. Their weapons, the Dezerter and MA-70, drained stamina with every shot. But the low stamina perks turned exhaustion into a weapon. Crit chance, fire rate, weapon handling, and damage output all surged as their stamina dropped. Even the cumbersome penalties of shotguns and LMGs faded. No movement speed reduction, no wide bullet spread, just pure precision. The carnage was undeniable. With Obliterate, each shotgun blast dismembered enemies in a gruesome spray, and perks ensured that every dismemberment spread panic, sped reloads, and fueled the adrenaline rush even further. Rip and Tear amplified melee strikes after a shotgun blast, while Onslaught kept the LMG firing by refilling ammo on every kill. For V, every pull of the trigger wasn't just survival, it was dominance. But survival in Dogtown meant more than power. It meant movement. The streets didn't forgive hesitation, and V's reflex perks turned motion into a weapon. Sliding under gunfire, vaulting over cover, dashing between enemies, V mastered it all. Each air dash and double jump reset their stamina, keeping them nimble even under the weight of heavy weapons. With perks that let them reload mid-sprint, fire while sliding, and shoot mid-vault, V wasn't just fast, they were untouchable. Every fight became a deadly dance, every step a calculated strike. But Dogtown wasn't just about endurance or speed, it demanded transformation. Strength and reflexes could only take V so far. To survive and dominate, they turned to tech ability, using chrome to push their body beyond human limits. The upgrades began with hesitation. The idea of relying so deeply on implants felt foreign to a former nomad, but Dogtown was unforgiving. It wasn't long before the Edge Runner perk reshaped them completely, unlocking a dangerous cyberpsycho state. In the heat of battle, V let the chaos consume them. Every kill amplified their damage, every enemy felled fed their frenzy. It was no longer just survival, it was carnage. And when precision was needed, Ticking Time Bomb unleashed a stunning EMP blast every time their Sandevistan activated, freezing enemies in place and leaving them exposed for the roaring Dezerter, or the MA-70's relentless storm of fire. But Chrome alone wasn't enough. The streets demanded synergy, and V's grenades became extensions of their arsenal. The tools they once ignored became vital weapons, upgraded to perfection. Every explosion fed pyromania, a burning rage that stacked damage and mitigation with each blast. As the chaos reached its peak, the system rewarded them, replenishing grenade charges, ensuring the destruction never stopped. And none of it stood apart. The strength of body kept them standing through the storm. The agility from reflexes let them weave through the chaos. But tech ability was what turned V into something more. Every cyberware upgrade and explosive device woven seamlessly into the rhythm of their movement and firepower. The grenades synced with the Dezerter's close-range devastation. The EMP pulses turned the tide for their LMG. By the end of it all, V didn't just survive Dogtown, they redefined it. Body, reflexes, and tech ability weren't just separate tools. They worked as one, pushing V beyond what any merc could hope to achieve. Chrome wasn't just an advantage, it was Dogtown's language of survival, and V had mastered every syllable. The Ripperdocs Clinic in Dogtown was no clean shopfront. It was a temple of survival carved from rust and blood, where chrome replaced flesh and pain paid for power. V sat under flickering lights, the hum of ancient machines drowning out distant gunfire. The upgrades laid out before them weren't luxuries, they were necessities. In Dogtown, you didn't just fight, you evolved. The Militech Falcon Sandevistan came first, a spine-mounted relic that bent time itself. When V activated it, the chaos slowed. Gunfire became whispers, enemies froze mid-step, and V's world turned into a battlefield they controlled. Every kill stretched those precious seconds, every drop of blood restored their own. The Sandevistan didn't just give them speed, it gave them dominance. The micro-generator followed, linking into their shotgun's rhythm. Each reload turned into a weapon, sending out an EMP pulse that fried nearby enemies. For V, even reloading became an attack, a ripple of electricity crashing into the fight. Against machines, turrets, drones, hulking mechs, the mechatronic core ensured they fell faster, shattered by focused fire. And with clutch padding, the weight of their LMG and shotgun became manageable, their stamina unyielding under the strain. Defense came next. The epimorphic skeleton bolstered their health, bones reinforced to absorb punishment, while Rara Avis layered their body in armor. Every hit landed softer, every fight lasted longer. When enemies closed in, the proxy shield dulled their strikes, and if they pushed too far, Shocknor lashed out, an electric burst answering every blow. For those final moments when death loomed, Reflex Turner slowed time to a crawl, letting V escape or fight back. Neofiber further boosted their mitigation strength, making them even harder to kill. And if that wasn't enough, the Universal Booster made every health item even more powerful, reducing stamina costs and granting damage mitigation when popped. The Second Heart brought them back, a second chance granted every 4 minutes. In Dogtown, dying wasn't an option. The finishing touches turned combat into art. Kerenzikov let V slip into slow motion mid-slide or dash, the boost module amplifying its effect, while Defenzikov hardened their defenses in the haze of slow time. With the Newton module, every kill shaved seconds off their cyberware cooldowns, chaining Sandevistan, Kerenzikov, and Second Heart into an endless loop of destruction. Oracle optics sharpened their vision, highlighting every enemy, turret, and drone, turning the chaos into clarity. And with reinforced tendons, V's double jump turned Dogtown's vertical sprawl into their playground, cover, escape, or attack all within reach. When the chrome settled and the hum of machinery faded, V stood transformed. Every implant, every upgrade had a purpose. The Sandevistan bent time. Their defenses made them unbreakable. Every reload, every jump, every slow-motion moment worked together in brutal harmony. V stepped back into the rain-slick streets, neon reflecting off their chrome. Dogtown didn't forgive hesitation, and now V had none. They weren't just another merc, they were wired for war. Every enemy, every fight, every corner of the city would learn that V wasn't here to survive. They were here to conquer. Dogtown didn't care about the past. It didn't care where you came from, who you were, or what you hoped to become. It only cared about who was still standing when the dust settled. And V? They were a force that reshaped the city's brutal rhythm, not just surviving the chaos, but becoming it. Once a nomad, V shed the weight of empty roads for the firestorm of Dogtown's streets. The neon haze, the roar of gunfire, and the pulse of the city became their heartbeat. No longer a wanderer, V was a ruler, a Barghest Heavygunner. Every scar, every shot carved their place in the madness. Their armor wasn't just protection, it was identity. Each piece screamed defiance, each move a declaration. I am here. This city bends to me. With the Dezerter and MA-70, V didn't just fight, they dominated, wielding fire and fury with precision. Their weapons weren't tools, they were extensions of their will, each shot a message. But power alone wasn't enough. V evolved, syncing with the city's pulse through Cyberware. The Sandevistan turned time to mud beneath their feet. The Kerenzikov and Mechatronic core made every moment a dance of destruction. In Dogtown, survival wasn't about brute strength, it was about becoming unstoppable. And V, they had become more than a mercenary. They had become the storm. Dogtown had tried to claim them, but it was V who claimed Dogtown, unbroken, untouchable, ready to carve their name deeper into the city's blood-soaked streets. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers, and your support means everything. Drop a comment below about what other builds you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.